Are you responsible for the distribution of trust assets to the beneficiaries of a trust and just wondering how to make that happen? Well, that's what we'll be covering today, right after this. Hi, I'm Charlotte from the Volsch team. Welcome back to my channel. I'm a real estate broker, certified probate specialist, and trust advisor in the many cities of the Inland Empire, including Redlands, Loma Linda, Rancho Cucamonga, San Bernardino, Fontana, Ontario, and the High Desert. And every week I post tips, insights, and updates to help you gain clarity. Now, handling the distribution of trust assets to beneficiaries has a big part of those assets being personal property. And the personal property is just about everything that isn't titled that belong to the person who passed away. Sometimes there will be a will where the decedent actually listed items that they want to go to certain people and possibly organizations. Now, it typically includes things like jewelry, maybe some furniture or art pieces, possibly photos, or it can be the clothing or all the items in the kitchen. And when there's a will, you would be the executor and you would have the power to handle the personal property as dictated in the will, which makes it easier because it's all spelled out. Now, if there's not a will, then as the administrator, you would have to determine how to address all the personal property. Unlike money, personal property cannot be divided up equally. And for this reason, distributing jewelry and other items can be a challenge, which is why it really helps if the owner or the person who passed away lists things in their will. Now, for example, Nancy's dad just passed away last year, and he really did not list everything in the will. So as the successor trustee of the estate, Nancy took the time to go through all of Dad's belongings with one of her brothers. And they took pictures to send to their sister who could not come to California. And then they discussed, especially the items of little monetary value, but of a lot of emotional value, which would go to which. And these emotional items are often the things that can make distribution difficult. Now, Nancy, like most of the families I've worked with, have done a great job choosing mementos to go to a new destination in a really fair way. So here's a few of the methods that have been used. And hopefully you'll find those helpful for yourself. Some folks use those little color sticker dots, and there's a different color for each person who goes around and puts their name on the dot on the things they'd like to have. There's no question the process goes fast if there's just one sticker dot on each item. But there are going to be times when more than one person is interested in a particular item. And the families that I've seen work this well generally have a pack in advance that if there's more than one sticker on something, then they will take turns picking items. That way they'll get some of the things that they would have wanted, and they'll have to give up some of the things they really wanted to another family member. Now, to make this method even fairer, in some cases, they've taken turns of who gets to pick first. So the first person goes first, and then in the next round, the second person goes first, and then in the next round, the third person goes first, and so on. Sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? Now, if there's some items that they're not really sure what the value is, it's really highly recommended to get those items appraised. That way, if you're using the method that I previously mentioned of making it fair, it allows each person to pick something roughly of the same value. Sometimes there may be only a few things that have really higher value, and to make it fair, the person that obtained those items will then pay the difference to the other family members. That keeps everything more equal. Now, really quick before getting into when personal items are unique, I just want to give a quick shout out, thank you to those of you who have already subscribed to the channel. I am so grateful to have you part of my community. And remember to click that share button to share this with someone that you know may be coming into a responsibility for the trust or the estate of someone in their family. And for those of you who have not subscribed yet, this is a great time to just hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, so you'll be notified of the next video coming up. So when personal property items are unique, let's say for instance photograph, it's not very difficult today to make copies of things. And many times the copies are just as good as the originals. And they can be easily made for each person in the family in today's techie world. Sometimes it's best to bring in a mediator to handle the distribution of certain items. Occasionally a probate attorney will be that mediator, but there are people that is their job, and their neutral role will help to keep sore feelings from happening or being a cause of family members being at arm's length. Also, a mediator may help family members to get to the root of the process and getting the hurt feelings that are exacerbating the need for a particular item out of the way. Finally, once the family members and friends have taken their items of value, the rest of the personal property can either be sold, or they can have an estate sale, or do a buyout, or perhaps even donated to one of the loved ones' charities. If all of this feels too overwhelming as an executor or an administrator, reach out to me for a recommendation for a fiduciary to help. I hope you found this helpful. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.